I am live on YouTube. All right. I'm gonna switch over the screen share to the Facebook.
Live, sir.
Oh, no time.
Come.
Just give me a second. I need to verify. Man, I just finished telling. All right. Now I'm gonna go live on my with me. Shalom, eso que está. All right. Dame un brequecito, voy a empezar ya mismo. Where did you leave off yesterday? The Raj. Who did the service yesterday? ¿Dónde nos quedamos, Magango? ¿Dónde nos quedamos ayer?
En el capítulo
6, ¿verdad?
6, si no me equivoco, el 6.
Okay.
Chapter 3, verse 1, sir.
All right. We're going to jump down to chapter 6.
Chapter 6?
Yeah, Book of Esther.
Sir.
We're going to go a little bit in Book of Esther and then finish off in the Apocrypha, right? We're at the point, so you'll know, the Feast of Purim is when we were the slaves in Persia and Medes. Anybody know what those countries are called today? Go ahead.
East India.
Yeah, those are the people, but what are the countries called?
Pakistan.
What else?
Palestine.
No.
Not Palestine.
No.
Is it Iran?
Yes. What else?
Iraq.
No. You're right with Pakistan, and she's right with Iran. What else?
Trying to see.
Hmm?
It's not Saudi Arabia.
No.
Pakistan.
Iran, Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, right? But here it extended all the way to Ethiopia. So they were the known superpowers, right? Now, with every superpower that came up in the kingdom, why was it a superpower? La pregunta para ustedes que hablan español. ¿Cuál es hoy en día? Ya sabemos que Persia es media, ¿verdad? ¿Cuáles son los nombres de esos países hoy en día, Magán?
Persia.
Sí. ¿Cuáles son los nombres de los países que salen de ese imperio hoy en día? Everything I'm saying in English, I'm saying in Spanish too, so that way you won't feel lost, right? You're gonna learn today. Dilo otra vez, perdón.
Macedonia.
No, lo que se llama hoy en día. Porque en aquel entonces se llamaba Persia Media. Hoy en día ya obviamente se le cambiaron los nombres. Y esta es la parte donde se debe sacar la libreta, porque es importante. ¿Sabe por qué? Porque va a haber gente que te va a echar en Puerto Rico si no tiene la respuesta debida, ¿entiendes? What I said to him, that this is the part where you need to get out your notebooks and take notes, because just like in Puerto Rico, in Virginia, when you out at camp, they're going to ask you sometimes these questions. You don't want to be like, Captain, or, you know, whoever's back there. And if the captain don't know, then you're in trouble too. You know what I'm saying? So, se llamaba hoy en día Irán, Pakistán, Afganistán, ¿verdad? La India, ¿verdad? What's that other country that's similar? These people are similar. They're Elamites, but it's another country.
Iran.
No, I already said Iran.
Persia. So like you got Afghanistan, India, and Pakistan are the same. They're both Elam.
Yeah, but also Afghanistan. You said Afghanistan, Pakistan, right? Okay, but there's another country full of East Indians, but it's not called India. It's another one nearby.
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. No sé cómo se pronuncia en español Bangladesh, pero es otro país. During this time, during Ahasuerus, right? It was the king's name, right? Not Tizak, right? Ahasuerus, right? His empire reached to Ethiopia. Okay. My question was, being that was a superpower, why was that a superpower? What made it a superpower? Y esto fue algo que hablamos ayer sobre qué hizo Persia Media un superpoder. A ver si tú te recuerdas.
Sí, no, lo mismo, la esclavitud de los israelitas.
That's right. That's right. Anybody here? What made the Persian Medes a superpower?
Having the Israelites in captivity.
That's right. All you have to do is for those type of things. When you hear superpower, right? Superpower like that is because they've always had the children of Israel, right? Or benefited some way of the children of Israel. Like right now, China is a superpower, but not as powerful. Is a power, not a superpower, but it is a power nonetheless. The whole planet Earth, a lot of black people, Hispanics, Native Indians don't even realize that the planet's wealth comes off the sweat and tears of us. Not everybody is sucking us dry. True or not true? Like you can go to the deepest, worst ghetto in America, and you'll find a Chinese restaurant there. You'll find a East Indian or Arab smoke shop there. Y si está en Puerto Rico es lo mismo. Tú puedes ir al barrio más peor que existe en Puerto Rico, sea en Ponce, sea en Manatí, sea en Humacao, donde quiera, en Guayama. El lugar más peor y va a encontrar en un restaurante chino, ¿verdad? ¿Sí o no? You see that? You meet, listen, communist Cuba. Communist Cuba, they got Chinese restaurants there. You go to Venezuela, same thing. Arabs and Chinese people have been living in Puerto Rico for over 50 years. They've also been in the Caribbean for that long, if not even longer. Go ahead.
John, not only they living there, but they are rich there.
Yes.
Like they immediately go over top of our people, just like it says Psalm 83.
And you know why though?
Because the white man bought them there.
That's true too.
Is we allow it to happen?
We disobey the Lord.
That's the main reason. But what's another reason?
like I said, we don't have the type of brotherhood that they have amongst their people like with ours.
That's true too. Sisters, I'm gonna give any one of y'all a shot. You sister, what do you think the answer might be? What's your name?
Kim.
Kim? Why do you think that is the way it is right now in the ghettos? These heathens come over at the Chinese, at the anybody that's a non-Israelite, right? Why do you think? And like the brother said, of course, it's the Lord he has us in captivity and punishment, right? As well as what he said. But what is it about them that makes them wealthy when they come into the ghetto? Let the sisters answer. Hold up, here. I'm just want to see if they can answer. It's okay to say if you don't know.
I don't know.
What about you, sis? You're very quiet.
Is it because they keep their wealth amongst them?
That's you too. Go ahead, sis.
Is it because we support them?
Give her a hand. That's why we have a problem supporting each other. Like white man could say $15 for a combo meal. A brother could just say $17 because business is type slow for him. They'd rather go to a white man. And I can understand if you went. It's not like you committed a sin. If you gotta go to the white man to feed you with it, so go to him. You know, but why not consider us first? You know, how many of y'all lately have been to a Pedro's taco stand lately? See the problem? When was the last time you went to Rasta Man's restaurant? See the problem? The Puerto Rican restaurant. Have any of y'all visited down the block? You see the problem, right? That's why these heathens observe us, and they be like, man, these niggas and spicks, because that's how they'll think. These niggas and spicks out there, and these Indians, they don't help each other out. But among themselves, they have a conglomerate among themselves to take care of themselves. And the thing is, the example's in our face every day. And the Lord makes sure you're seeing this. And he hears us when we talk about, man, we need to support each other. Well, goddamn, Commander General has been saying that since when? Since 1969, right? We need to come together, right? Was that not the order? Right? The Lord said, why? Somebody pull Zephaniah 2:1 real quick before we hit these scriptures right here. Let me say that in Spanish. The brothers look at me like, ¿qué pasa? Yeah, lo que yo dije fue que problema de nosotros es que nosotros no somos. Es más, this brother, he has his own business. Tú mismo me dices que nosotros tenemos dificultad soportando uno a otro. Más embargo, le estamos dando todo el dinero al árabe y al chino. And these people are parasites. I'm going to tell you, them Arabs, them dudes are parasites. Tú sabes que eso es verdad, que los árabes allá en Puerto Rico son parásitos como los chinos. They want you to, feed, patronize them. But then you go and say to the Chinaman, I got this special wine for you. Look what it does. So I got to destroyed it. But I got this special wine for you. No, get out. They kick you out quickly. But they come into our hoods and set up shop. When our leaders should be like, nah, you ain't setting up anything here. This whole area is reserved for black or Hispanic or Native Indian business. Whether it be a corner bodega, whether it be a Jamaican joint, a soul food place, you know what I'm saying? A truck. I remember when I was coming up in New York, because that's where I'm from, New York City. Sometimes brothers in the same building, sisters, would start cooking for the late night munchies. You know what I'm saying? And we used to go, like it would be either a Puerto Rican Dominican sister, a daughter of Judah. What you got there? She would, well, we got this plate here. I got this, $5. It made it a whole lot easier, but Esau, he can't see us come up like that. Go ahead.
Esau they specifically passed laws to make sure that the businesses that you were doing and the skills that you had, if you did not now have a business license that you had to pay him to go to school for, the skill that you had, like if you were doing hair, if you were making dresses and garments and selling clothes, if you were doing jewelry, if you were cutting hair, like all of the business, if you were working on pipes or you were a mechanic, they made sure that you had to now go to school, and Commander Giuliano brought it out while they created those labor unions. So that now you had to have forced schooling, and you couldn't pass the trade down to your nephew and niece like you normally would, because they spending 8-10 hours a day in school with a stranger, with a whole bunch of other
Let me
kids.
ask Bagan something. When I was living in Puerto Rico, we still could have our own little thing to set out in the house. In Puerto Rico hoy en día, todavía permite que uno vende chonchería en la casa de uno, o tiene que ahora tener licencia y permiso.
So like, yeah.
En algunas casas todavía lo hacen, pero
Clandestinamente.
bien callados.
Yeah. See, he's saying that now even in Puerto Rico, they still do it, but on the sneak tip. Like you ain't supposed to do that. And it's because of the same reason, you know what I'm saying? And give him a gun in the mouth and hand. He passed his chest. We're gonna get that cat rocking in Puerto Rico. Same thing. They're gonna hate us. UPK, Isupk Puerto Rico, we the haters, right? Los cristianos nos van a odiar, los católicos, los títeres y todo, but we doing it for the right reason. You know what I'm saying? You know, but that you see, so it's to show you what we suffer on the island and in the Caribbean, we suffering it here too. On the reservations, it be sad cases with the native Indians, man. Suicide rate ridiculously high. Alcoholism, you know what I'm saying? Shit is going missing. You know what I'm saying? Consistently. It don't happen just there. Believe it or not, that's a consistent in Puerto Rico and in the Caribbean. Sisters and children go missing. That's why you got kids here. Don't let them walk behind you. Sisters, and I go, sister got a bad habit of doing this. That doesn't, the kids are 10 feet behind you, man. We live in America. We live in a den of devils. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And this right here, this Hampton Roads area has been consistently the #1 human trafficking place in the whole country.
That's right.
Look at it. Tú sabes que en Puerto Rico de cada rato se desaparece alguien, ¿entiendes? Y están como Miguelito. Todavía no encontrado a Miguelito, right? There's this young brother. He been missing back in the 90s. His face was on the milk carton for years. Nobody ever found him. Came out in the news and everything. Nobody's ever found him. So it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, a recent case I heard de Puerto Rico, mira, hubo un blanquito que fue a Puerto Rico, ¿verdad? Y trajo una mujer. He went to Puerto Rico on vacation and took one of our sisters and raped her. Cops are looking for him. You know? His last name is Sanders. Yo no sé si saben la noticia, pero yo lo vi en el periódico Última Hora. De los más buscados de Puerto Rico, ese tipo está ahí. You know what I'm saying? So like, somebody hit me up with this nice holy wine. Somebody hit me up with that Babuga shot. Any more? Babuga shot. So let's get to it. Kaziyah, do me a solid. Go to Esther, the 6th chapter, start the 1st verse. Now the brother might have him read. Tú vas a leer, cuando ellos leen en español, tú vas a leer, perdón, cuando ellos leen en inglés, tú vas a leer en español.
So like in Cap, you had the school Zephaniah 2 and 1.
Yeah.
You want us to read?
Búscate antes que nada, Sefonías 2 y 1. Yeah, go ahead.
Khan, sir. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1.
No, but
gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
One more time.
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea.
Stop right there. Consider that what the Lord is telling us, black people, Latinos, and Native Americans. Lee eso, Magán. Sefonías 2 y 1.
So like, sir, you want the first Ezra 6?
No, I want Esther in the.
Esther,
we're gonna go there now. I just want to read a little bit in Esther, the Old Testament, that we're jumping into in the Apocrypha, right?
Don't come to.
And I know you Christians in TikTok see us men in the UPK drinking wine. We'll drink liquor. We'll drink beer. It ain't a sin, all right? It ain't a sin. The Christians think it's a sin, but guess what? It's okay because the Bible says it's okay. The Lord allows it. We in hell, right? Does it not say that in Proverbs? Was it Proverbs 31? No, Job 31. Right? If I'm not mistaken, was it Proverbs? We're talking about giving them strong drink because of the affliction. Am I right? Proverbs 31st, right?
Drink to him that's ready.
Right when the mother was talking to her son.
Khan, sir.
All right. Lo tiene Magán. En el Viejo Testamento utiliza el índice. Yo voy a hacer, decirle al hermano que lee en inglés, yo voy a desglosar, entonces tú la buscas, ¿ok? Okay, read it again, Malak.
Kalawakar, sir. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
See what the Lord is saying. He's telling us to gather together. Why? It's important. Why? Because the Lord is seeing what our black and Hispanic and Native American Indians are allowing with these heathens to do whatever the hell they want to us.
That's right.
Our politicians, our celebrities don't say a damn thing. And meanwhile, the poor of us, we get left out in the cold. We get left out to be destroyed. So the only way to make a defense for us is if we got to gather together. Gather together to where? In the Christian church? In the disco? Where? In the pool? No, let's keep it real, man. Gather where? Gather in the ISUPK. I'm the commanding General Yohana. And if you don't know, now you know. You know what I'm saying? If you don't believe, stay out in the world. And you'll find out in a hot second when you be on the news.
That's right.
That's why the Lord's saying gather together. Keep going. There's more information there.
Kalawakar. Yea, gather together. O nation not desire.
Whole nation what?
Not desire.
What?
Not desire.
See that blacks and Latinos and Native American Indians? The Lord even saying that we're a nation not desired. And today we're going to read a little history on that very not desired thing. The world hates us. You know what I'm saying? They hate us for who we are.
That's right.
Straight up and down. We're the most talented, the most gifted, the most super strong, the most everything. Yes, we are at the bottom. That is true. That's our fault. That's all you can charge us with for not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You can charge us with that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, the Lord said he will make one people stronger than the other. I don't know about you, but there's no other people on the planet Earth that endured more hardship and still here. That endured more terrorism and still here. I don't think any other nation could tolerate that. I don't know. What do you think, Natazak? Ain't no other nation, right? What do you think? We still here.
That's right.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we could lose millions and we ain't committed suicide. They lose 500,000 and eagle fly out of a Wall Street building. That's a constant. They don't bring that on the news, but that happens constantly in Wall Street. People be dying constantly. That's why they just lost $1 million, $250,000. White people can't handle it. They can't handle being in our shoes. Go ahead, Natazak.
John, and that's another thing that a lot of people don't realize about our oppressor, about the white man. They equate being poor to being a bad person, like it's a crime. When they lose their money or something happens to them, they say, I'm not a bad person. I
Two
pay my
brothers step to
bills.
that door, Baba Kushar. Go ahead.
I'm not a bad person. I pay my bills.
Mm-hmm.
Like I maintain. I'm not a bad person. I'm not a deadbeat. I pay my bills and things on time.
Mm-hmm.
Like they equate being poor to being a criminal.
That's a good point. Now, with that being said, what else do they do when they poor? They start acting like us. You ever hear how they start talking? They start talking like a black person. Because that's all they ever thought. Well, black people was always poor. So they figure now they be around black people, right? Because they poor like black. We see them constantly in Baltimore. You remember? Consistently. Oh man, I love you guys and this, and they start trying to act black. You know, because they high on the drugs and all that. You know what I'm saying? I remember growing up in New York City, we were the only ones on the streets doped up. And now as I got older, I see the tables turned. You know, was making what Christ said, what a man soweth, that shall he also reap. But that goes for us too. Don't think it's just a one-way street. Go ahead.
It's like, sir, also, when they do come into our community, our brothers accept them better than our brothers.
Listen, we was talking about that. Ain't that right now to talk about what's coming down, right? We was talking just that. Like, it's easier for a black man to accept a white man, whatever he say, than a Puerto Rican. It's easy. You know how many times throughout the years I've been called white? Oh, you ain't black. You ain't black. You know, like I'm not looking at like you. If you only knew who we are, what's our relationship, you wouldn't be saying that. You know what I'm saying? So I have to let it go. You know why? Because I know they just as destroyed as I am, just as destroyed as the Native Indians are. So like we living out and acting out on the symptoms of slavery and the pressure. Magán, ¿tú lo tienes ahora?
Cáncer,
Mete mano, dale.
pero cáncer.
Shalom, Yahshua Matama Shah. Yahshua Yahshua Yahshua. Sinfonía 5 y 5, 5 y 1, dale. No, perdón, 2 y 1. 2 y 1.
Cáncer. Sofonía capítulo 2, versículo 1.
Ajá.
Congregados y meditad.
Mira, el Señor dice congregado y qué. Ajá, sigue.
O la nación sin pudor.
¿Verdad? Significa sin ser deseado. El Señor nos está diciendo, léete esa primera parte.
Congregados.
¿Qué significa congregado? ¿Qué significa congregado? Vamos paso por paso aquí. Reunirnos, sigue. ¿Por qué el Señor nos está diciendo que nosotros debemos congregar? Por esta razón, porque Él ve que las naciones, cómo nos maltratan, cómo se aprovechan de nosotros, ¿verdad? Cómo nos sacan de vivir y nuestro líder no está haciendo nada. Están permitiendo que se aprovechan de nosotros. Sigue leyendo.
Número 2. Antes que tenga efectos.
No, es que léete el 1 solamente, eso es lo que quiero.
Nación o nación sin pudor.
¿Qué significa sin pudor?
Que nosotros, pues nadie nos quiere, no somos deseados.
Eso es lo que tiene que decir. Somos una nación que nadie nos quiere, que nadie nos quiere, que no somos deseados. ¿Entiendes? Aunque nosotros somos el pueblo elegido, las naciones no le importa de nosotros, especialmente el europeo, el diablo. ¿Entiendes? Pero tampoco el árabe, ni el chino, ni el africano, ni el hindú. ¿Ok? Todos quieren aprovecharse de nosotros. ¿Ok? Ahora vamos a Esther 6 y 1. ¿Ok? We're going to Taziyah, Esther 6 and 1.
Come on, sis.
All right.
Esther chapter 6, verse 1. Everybody have it?
Colonel Khan, sir.
All right. Esther chapter 6, verse 1. On that night, could not the king sleep?
So let me give you a backdrop, right? Let me give you a backdrop. What happened right now? Esther, right, which was the cousin to Mordecai, right? He raised her up as his own daughter, right? Okay. She's also the queen in the Persian Empire. Okay. She has power, right? But she fears that king. And another thing to take away from this, which is good for brothers and sisters to read, is that the book talks about the women and how sisters should be acting, even though it has all women, right? The reason why all women, because even the other nations, women should not be dissing that man. The Lord wants the woman to honor their men.
Right.
And how a sister honors God is by serving her man. If you say you want to follow God and honor God, you better honor that man because he put him over you. America, the spirit of America, wants you to be independent, wants you to be free, wants you to make your own choices. God wants you to follow some goddamn orders.
That's right.
So you can live.
Right.
You clearly see what happens. Without following him, we're dying every day. You understand? Continue reading.
Come on, sis. Like Esther chapter 6, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
On that night, could not the king sleep?
Mm-hmm.
And he commanded to bring the book of records.
Right. So what happened was that the night before, Esther went to the king and she made a petition, right? Her petition was to make a celebration for the king and Haman. Who was Haman? Somebody let me know who's Haman. Go ahead.
Like I said, Haman is one of the I'm trying to think of the word. He's one of the one over the provinces of the king person.
Go ahead.
Sir, he's like second in command, I do believe, and he's an Agagite.
Okay, good. That's why I wanted you to go. What is an Agagite? Agagite.
Agagite. So like Agagite was
Show everybody else. I'm straight right now. You just
It's like so that Agagite was that that bloodline that
So like you can also use the young brother.
It's like so that Agagite was that that bloodline that the Lord told Saul to kill.
Right.
And he never followed through what the Lord told him to do. And then by him not doing so, his bloodline led on to go.
Right. So in other words, he was a descendant of King Agag.
Right. King Agag.
Now, who's King Agag's people today? I already know. Just give me a second. I'm trying to see if anybody else knows.
Like,
I told you we're gonna start learning today. Pull out your notebooks.
Go.
You ain't gonna just sit here and be like, pull out your notebooks. It's important.
Amalek.
Say that again.
Amalek.
What do you call them though? What do the world knows them as?
The so-called
Yeah, come on.
Jewish man.
The so-called Jewish man. Those are the Amalekites, the so-called Jewish man, the one that robbed our identity. Even though they have laws against identity theft, but yet they go about the earth. They stole our identity. Now the customs they keep, that ain't ours. That's some added stuff that has nothing to do with the scriptures, with our ways and customs. You know what I'm saying? Like right now in Israel, they just have gay parades. You think if we were there, that would be allowed? You know the Jordan River right now is full of feces. You know that? Yeah. Go do the research. Don't believe me. Go do the research. That wouldn't be like that if we were in control. You know what I'm saying? If I would have been like that, had we continued, if we were still over there, it would have been a mess. Because Nazareth was a mess. Because we didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's why we're here today. But you're right. He's a so-called Jewish man. Right? And if you do the history, let's think about this. Now, Tazak. Back in the past, what did Amalek do to us?
Amalek.
Hold on. Pump the brakes.
Amalek, we tried to cut through Amalek's land. And not only did they not let us pass through, they made us, as we were coming out of Egypt, they made us walk through the wilderness where all the rattlesnakes, all the poisonous snakes that bit us and killed about 75,000 of us. And then as that happened, they still went and they came and killed all the weak, the old ladies,
that's what I want you to bring out.
The kids that was in the back of us.
That's exactly what I wanted to bring up. Why is that part important right now for this account? If you was paying attention, why is what he said important about this account?
It's like so to be our history to know this because the Lord told us never forget what Emma has done.
That's true too, but remember we here in Esther.
Okay.
I'm talking about Haman. We already established that Haman is a so-called Jewish, right? No, Amalekite, right? Why is what Captain brought out, which is in the Old Testament, right? Which is when we came out of Egypt, right? How they attacked the weak of us, right? Which is what are the weak? The young, the old, the what else? The women and what else? The children, right? They didn't go to the strong, but they know the strong was going to step up, you know? So why is that important with this account?
Like I said, because the same race of people are about to be over us.
Anybody else? Kudash? Yeah, that's the best answer. I don't know. Anybody else over here? I'm gonna take a crack in my lock. Why is that account what Captain said about Amalek? You gonna hear him this way? How about a sister? No, sisters. It's simple. If you read a few chapters before, Haman went to the king and told him about a people who were different from all the other people that were in his empire, right? Who had a law different from theirs. And he also plotted so that way they could kill the young. You remember that part? The old, right? The children, right? And the women. Just like Haman's forefathers. Now bring that to America. Y'all don't know events? Yeah, bring it to America. Remember, history repeats itself. It's just a different time. We're in the cell phone age right now.
So like, if I could, would it be like the current event that happened in DC?
Such as
the insertion, how the Proud Boys feel like the country is not being ran like it's supposed to, like their forefathers did. They shall keep, they want to keep blacks, Hispanics, Native American in their place by keeping them as slaves and destroying the weak, not giving them medicine and stuff like that.
I'll take that, not to Zach.
Well, it's a number of things. Killing off our children.
In what form? That's what.
Abortion is the biggest one. Police is killing every
and
kid.
And those kids are what? Those kids are what?
People.
Weak. Right? Keep going.
The Trayvon Martins, all the young brothers and sisters they can kill in
fear
for their life.
For what?
Weak.
Weak, right? Keep going. You see how history repeats itself? You gotta always remember that. That's why every year we go through this. So that way we can start realizing, no snap. This happened to us thousands of years ago. Why I said thousands of years ago, not 400 plus years ago.
So I can say because it happened during the time of scripture. Because it happened during the time of scripture. Well,
When you talking about from Genesis?
well, maybe not that.
You're right though. You're right because it happened with other empires. You're right though. But let's think about the under the Edomites. Let's think there. Because here's what black people don't ever focus on. Because and Latinos never focus on. Native Indians never focus on. Because we here in America, we only focus on the last 400 plus years. But under white rulership, realistically, how long we been in captivity? Good question, right? Since the Greeks, brothers and sisters. Who you think was the slaves in Greece? In Sparta. Who you think were the slaves there? Who you think they put in the arenas? Israelites. Israelites. How we know this to be true? What proof can you pull right now to show me that we've been slaves in the Greek Empire and oppressed in the Greek Empire?
It's like the book of Maccabees.
There you go. And outside of that, you can also look at historical books. Okay, that's how you prove it. We're so focused on here, and that's the level of how destroyed we are that we don't even consider. Wait a second, we were slaves in Greece and Rome. We were slaves in Europe also. You know what I'm saying? When I say Europe, I'm talking about those countries that came over here and put us in captivity. Because y'all well know, once upon a time, when brothers and sisters lived in Africa, they weren't the only ones there. There were brothers and sisters who ruled Europe as well. If you don't know that, keep coming to class. You'll learn all that. You know what I'm saying? Name a few, not to Zach. Let's see if you can name a few famous people that people might think that they're white. Somebody real famous. He's a playwright.
Oh, Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. Y'all know Shakespeare? Did y'all know that? You ever heard of somebody called King Alcestis? Anglo-Saxon king? King James? You ever heard of William Wallace?
Socrates.
I don't know if he was. I don't know. I'm gonna stay away from that one. I don't know. He might have been a dark skin. I don't know if he was Israelite. So I'm gonna leave that one alone. Unless you heard one of the generals. And the generals ever say Socrates' brother?
I heard William Wallace was a brother.
Yeah, I've heard him over the years say William Wallace was a brother.
Oh, so Constantine, that's what I'm thinking.
Constantine, yeah, is a brother. Go ahead. That was an Oreo cookie.
Okay, fine.
White father, black mother.
I'm just asking.
Yeah. Mozart. You ever heard of Mozart?
That's like
Oh, y'all didn't know he was a brother? You're gonna learn today. Take notes. And there are many others too, not just them. You know what I'm saying? Not just them, but there are many others. Good source to read is Nature Knows No Color Line. A brother by the name of J.A. Rogers. Am I correct? Nature Knows No Color Line. You're gonna find out the royal bloodline. You ever heard of the Habsburgs? That family, that royal family in India, in Germany, I believe it is. Right now, you will see the Habsburgs today don't look like the Habsburgs back then. They were black. Okay, and you can find what they call that, the coat of arms. Or King Henry VIII. You ever heard of him?
That's the Tudor coat of arms.
No, I'm talking about the Habsburg coat of arms. But you're right. King Henry VIII was a Tudor. He was also a descendant of King James. Queen Charlotte. Go ahead.
Bought some food and drinks that I left in my vehicle.
Somebody escort the sister to go get it. All right. So let's continue. Continue reading. Magan, let me let Magan read in Spanish. Dale. Because he's saying there, tú no entiendes papa, ¿verdad? Oh, chévere, melaza. Ok. Parece que la señal es fuerte acá. Yeah.
Capítulo 6, versículo 1.
Ajá.
Aquella misma noche fue el sueño al rey.
Ajá, ¿tú sabes por qué? Porque, ¿sabes? ¿Te recuerdas el día anterior? La mujer Esther, ¿verdad? Tiró una fiesta, un banquete, como dice la palabra, para él y para Amán, ¿verdad? ¿Te recuerdas? ¿Ok? ¿Y cuál fue la razón que ella decidió de tirar el banquete? Sí, ella fue ante el rey para decirle, mira, esto es lo que quiero hacer para ti y para Amán, ¿verdad? ¿Cuál fue la razón que ella planificó eso?
Ella está jugando ajedrez porque ella quiere hablar con el rey para que pare la onda que tiene para los judíos y de una vez decirle al rey el malvado de Amán.
Ok, perfecto. Perfecto. Sigue leyendo.
Y dijo que le trajesen el libro de las memorias y crónicas.
So, ya tú sabes que el rey está pensativo y quería ver ese libro que, ¿sabes? Es como un archivo, lo que sucedió en aquel día o en los días que pasan mientras está reinando, ¿entiendes? So, pido que traer ese libro. Sigue leyendo.
Las leyeras en su presencia.
Ajá. Sigue. Ajá.
Dos eunucos del rey,
Ajá.
de la guardia de la puerta,
Sigue.
que habían procurado poner mano en el rey al pueblo. Dijo el rey.
¿En qué versículo tú estás ahora? ¿En qué versículo tú estás ahora? Recuerda que cada versículo nómbralo para que podamos estar contigo. Ok. Versículo 3, que sigue.
Dijo al rey, ¿qué honra o qué distinción se hizo a Mardoqueo por esto?
Ajá.
Y respondieron los servidores del rey, sus oficiales, nada se ha hecho con él. Versículo 4. Entonces dijo el rey, ¿quién está en el patio?
Sí.
Amán había venido al patio exterior de la casa real para hablarle al rey para que hiciese colgar a Mardoqueo en la horca que él le tenía preparada. Número 5. Y los servidores del rey le respondieron, he aquí Amán está en el patio. Y el rey dijo que entre.
Sí.
Entró pues Amán y el rey le dijo, ¿qué se hará al hombre cuya honra desea el rey?
So, espérate un momento, entonces espérate un momento, entonces ya sabemos que Amán quería venir a decir, mira, este tipo hizo aquello y lo otro, para que pudieran matar a Mardoqueo, ¿verdad? Ahora vamos a ver lo que sucede, sigue leyendo.
Y dijo Amán en su corazón, ¿a quién deseará el rey honrar más que a mí?
Sigue.
Después el rey volvió del huerto. Vamos bien.
Ya, sigue. Tú debes estar en 6, empieza por el 6 de nuevo. Ok, ya empieza por el 7, perdón.
7. Y reza.
Sigue. Hello? He froze up. Let's continue from where you are until we come back. So
We got 6 and 2 of them.
what do you mean? 6 and 2? Let Kudash read.
Oh, for sure. Okay.
Go ahead. We're in Esther 6 and where? Oh man, he fell out.
We were at 6 and we was at the end of 6. We were in at 61. He was about to get the books.
6 and 2. Extra 6 and 2. Start there.
Push out.
Yeah. Say that again?
Push out.
What did I say?
Push out.
Yeah, I was push out. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Esther chapter 6, verse 2. And it was found written that Mordecai had told Bigthana and Teresh, 2 of the king's chamberlains, the keepers of the door, who sought to lay hand on the king Ashurus.
Right. So what happening is that that night, the king is troubled his mind. They say he was perplexed because he's thinking. He's just thinking, and he wanted to know at this moment, bring me the chronicles, right? Because he wanted to see the records. And then when he read the records of what was going to happen to him in those days, right? He wanted to know the whole event. So we reading the part right here. If you go up early, if you didn't read it yesterday, about how the 2 king's officials, let's use that word, was trying to kill him, right? Until Mordecai let Esther know, and Esther told the king, and then they had them killed. You was about to say something?
They was planning to rush the Senate and take out the elected.
It's similar, yeah, it's similar to that. But continue, Kushar, right?
Come on. Verse 3. And the king said, what honor.
Be a little loud. Be a little loud about Kushar.
Verse 3. And the king said, what honor and dignity have been done to Mordecai for this?
Right, because he never received some kind of thank you, some kind of reward. Keep going. Now keep in mind, Haman's gonna be in the picture right here, right? Just keep in mind on that, right? We know that Haman was with his wife and his friends, and he was talking about how he hated Mordecai, right? And they gave his wife and the friends gave him the idea that they should make a gallows, so that way they can hang Mordecai.
So, sir, if I could, I know you want to give a backdrop reason why Haman hated Mordecai, because of the fact that he didn't bow down to him.
Yep.
And he didn't bow down to him because Mordecai knew his history. He knew that Haman was an enemy. He knew that,
So, and you're right. So just give a little more information about why Mordecai didn't bow down.
Because he knew his history about who Haman was.
No.
Oh, talking about, sorry.
No. Who else want to give a crack at it besides Captain? Because I already see your eyes. Darash? Why Mordecai did not bow down to Haman? Aguanta un momentito, Magan. Yeah.
Like I said, is it because he was he comes from the Amalek?
That's almost similar to what he said. Sure. Any sister want to give a crack at it? You want to try again? Is that what you raise it?
No, sir. He didn't bow down to no man.
Right.
He don't serve the Lord.
Right.
It's more.
No, you're almost on it. Let me give it to you for time's sake. We're gone. But lo que tú aprendiste ayer, ¿cuál es la razón que Mardoqueo no se rodilló a Amán?
Porque sigue los mandamientos y los mandamientos dicen que tú puedes arrodillar a tu cara.
You want to hear what he said? I'm going to translate. Because Mordecai knew the law, and in the law it said, you shall bow down to no God. Right? You shall have no other God besides me, for I am a jealous God. Mordecai was staunch for the law. And of course, it's part of your custom if you know your law, right? If you know who you are, right? You bow down to no man. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, we in America, a lot of Israelites bow down to the present king. We clearly saw that when we went out to vote, right? We saw the one racist because he was like, I hate Israelites, I hate Israelites. They forgot about this guy right here. You don't say I hate Israelites, but his actions speak louder than words. But that's what Mordecai knew. He knew, wait a second, I can't bow down to this man. The only person I'm supposed to bow down is to the Lord. Continue, Bashar.
Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him, there is nothing done for him.
You see that? So he made it known. But there was no kind of reward, no kind of compensation. Hey, nobody even honored the man for saving your life. Keep going.
Verse 4. And the king said, who is in the court? Now Haman was come into the outward court of the king's house to speak unto the king.
All right, so now it's telling us that Haman is going to talk to the king, and he's gonna show us what he's about to tell the king, what he's intending to tell the king. Keep going.
To speak unto the king to hang Mordecai on the gallows that he had prepared for him.
All because, and while everybody else bowed and paid homage to this Amalekite, Mordecai did. That's where it stemmed from, and because he didn't do it, he wanted every Israelite to die. Keep going.
Verse 5. And the king's servant said unto him, behold, Haman standeth in the court. And the king said, let him come in.
Go ahead.
Verse 6.
Hey, Shalom on TikTok. Can't really see your name, but Shalom. If you got a comment or question, feel free to ask it or make your statement. Continue.
Come. So Haman came in, and the king said unto him, what shall be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor?
Go ahead.
Now Haman thought in his heart, to whom would the king delight to do honor more than to himself?
Now he's puffing himself up right there. Oh man, I'm about to get recognized. That's so he thought. Keep going.
Verse 7. And Haman answered the king, for the man whom the king delighteth to honor. Verse 8. Let the royal apparel be brought which the king useth to wear.
I'm laughing because what man chooses his own prize? Like he choosing his own reward. Well, let him. What did it say there? Read it again.
Let the royal apparel be bought which the king useth to wear, and the horse that the king rideth upon.
So now the royal apparel, right? He wanted to rock the royal apparel and sit on the king's horse. Go ahead.
And the crown royal which is set upon his head.
And he even wanted to wear the crown. Now think about this. If you could see spiritually what he's trying to do. not to Zach.
He's trying to overthrow. He wanted to be the king.
That's why he's choosing those things. Go ahead.
Verse 9.
Kalaya,
And let the apparel and horse be delivered to the hand of one of the king's most noble princes.
Repeat that again, Salaka.
And let the apparel and horse be delivered to the hand of one of the king's most noble princes.
So he was specifically saying the king's most noble princes, right? So who's the most noble here in this case? Haman, right? So he like trying to give a clue. Hey, I want this. You know what I'm saying? I want to rock your crown. I want to rock your royal apparel. I want to ride your horse. I want somebody to bring me those things. Go ahead.
Like you said, that's still to today. You bring it today.
I'm glad you said that because I was about to go there, but you go ahead, bring it up.
Same way that he came over here, America, and told the Native Americans that he was over here being friends and things, and our brothers taught him how the nature and how to survive in the land. And then soon when he learned and got the knowledge and how to do so, he made sure he went in for the kill and got the brothers off the land.
That's right. That's right. And he still do it today. He still do it today.
Oh, sorry, if I can, with the gentrification, making the poor, the black community is very poor. So they go to high crime, and when they get high crime, the property value go down, and now you got gentrification.
If you look like even in the music world, black people, Hispanic people create music, right? Innovators of things, right? So he'll befriend one of us, and next thing you know, they are the king of rap, and the king of rock, and the king of reggaeton. I seen this I've heard this Irish group singing the way they sing with a reggaeton backtrack, and I'm like, I even heard literally went into a Greek restaurant and they're playing reggaeton with Greek lyrics. I'm like, ain't this something? You know what I'm saying? And it's because we thinking, well, it's okay. Like, Dre should have never let Eminem come into the picture. You know what I'm saying? And even back in the days when they let the boys from third base come in, they should have never allowed them. Because that's what happens. They'll start to overthrow. Like hip hop should have remained black and Latino. But once they went into that world, Esau found a way to overthrow that. You know what I'm saying? What verse you left us? Because I want to bring us up to speed in Spanish.
Verse 9.
Okay, so continúa donde tú estabas hasta versículo 9. 6 and 9. Donde se desconectó el señal, empieza en el 7, creo que fue, hasta el 9. O sea, tú vas a leer completamente el 9 también.
Este capítulo 6, versículo 7, y respondió Amán al rey para el varón cuya honra desea el rey. Traigan el vestido real de que el rey se viste y el caballo en que el rey cabalga y la corona real que está puesta en su cabeza. Y de el vestido y el caballo en mano de alguno de los príncipes más nobles del rey.
Párate ahí. Entonces, enfócate en lo que leíste, ¿verdad? Él pidió que tomara la ropa real, la corona y el caballo del rey, ¿verdad? ¿Tú entendiste lo que el hermano dijo en inglés sobre eso? En el espíritu. ¿Por qué Amán hizo eso? O sea, deseó o utilizó esa palabra para que así sea. Porque en su mente él lo quería para él. Esa es la razón que se utilizó al príncipe más que, dice la palabra. Donde tú, la última línea que tú leíste ahora.
Y den el vestido y el caballo hermano de alguno de los príncipes más nobles del rey.
So, ¿quién era el más noble aparte del rey? ¿Quién era el más noble?
Amán.
Amán, ¿verdad? So, él ya estaba planificando y le dijo al rey exactamente qué quería de su premio, pero no en pocas palabras, sino lo dijo indirectamente, pero él quería que el rey se lo diera a él. En el espíritu, el que quería, ya tenía planes más en el futuro de destronar al rey, porque eso es lo que él quiere, a conquistar, ¿verdad? Como hicieron los conquistadores, ¿verdad? Y destronar, como hicieron los conquistadores. ¿Ok? Sigue leyendo. ¿Qué versículo usted está ahora?
El 8.
Sigue leyendo.
Y vista a aquel varón cuya honra desea rey. Llévenlo en el caballo por la plaza de la ciudad.
Ajá.
Y pregone delante de él.
Ajá.
Así se hará al varón cuya honra desea el rey.
¿Qué versículo? Ese versículo que tú leíste era qué?
El 9.
El 9, ¿ok? Entonces, el rey dijo así sea, ¿verdad? Sigue leyendo el 10.
El número 10. Entonces el rey dijo a Amán: date prisa, toma el vestido y el caballo, como tú has dicho, y hazlo así con el judío Mardoqueo, que se sienta a la puerta real. No omitas nada, todo lo que has dicho.
Ok. So, el premio lo quería para él. Y la persona más odiada tenía que entregarle eso a él. Se le viró la torta. Yeah. Entonces tenía que darle el premio a él y llevarlo por la calle. Imagínate cómo se sentía adentro, furiosamente, con mucha furia, con mucha ira, y tenía que hacerlo obligado. Ahora vamos a dejar al hermano leer. Where did you left off? 9? What's your name, brother? What's your name?
Isupk.
Just look at young man. Esther 6 and 9, right? Is where you left off. Did you read 9 or you left? Or you haven't? Some of it. Start again at Esther 6 and 9. So you understand right now, right? He told the king, well, you should take the royal power, the royal crown, and get the horse, right? Your royal horse, and that should be the reward to the man, right? So he asked for all that, thinking it was going to be for him. Now read.
And let his appeal and horse be delivered to the hand of one of the king's most noble princes.
Read it again.
And let his appeal and horse be delivered.
Apparel is pronounced.
Apparel.
Yeah.
And let his apparel and horse be delivered to the hand of one of the king's most noble princes.
Go ahead.
That they may array the man withheld, whom the king delighted to honor, and bring him horseback through the streets of the city. And proclaim before him, thou shalt be done to the man whom the king delivered.
Thus shall it be done. Thus.
Right. Thou shalt be done to the man whom the king delivered to honor.
It's pronounced thus.
Thus.
Yes.
Oh, thus.
Yeah. THUS. Thus. Like us, it rhymes with us.
Yeah.
Thus. Go ahead. Thus shall it be done. Go ahead.
Thou shalt be done to the man whom the king delighted to honor.
Go ahead. This is a good one right here. Go ahead.
Yeah. Then the king said to the hitman, make haste, and take the apparel and the horse, and thou said, and do even to Mordecai, the Jew that sitteth at the king's gate, let nothing fail of all that thou hast spoken.
Oh boy. Do you think Haman was pissed off? He might, you could tell he pissed off, and then like, what? Like that. You ever get that moment like, oh, what? You thinking it's for you, and then the king tell you, oh, that's a good idea. You know what? Get those things and give it to Mordecai. And you hate Haman to death, so much so that you lied to the king to have all Israel killed, and now you gotta show honor to that same person you hate the most. That can happen to us, and that has happened to us time and time again in the ISUPK. You know what I'm saying? That has happened plenty of times. and it can happen over and over again. But we have to be on the Lord's side. All right. What's his name? Is he eating? Let him continue.
Sorry, all.
Yeah, let him continue. Yeah, be loud. Yeah. 16 and 11.
That's the 6 verse 11. Then took Haman the apparel and the horse and arrayed Mordecai.
Yeah, now could you imagine he doing this and giving him the horse and the crown, pissed off as hell, but couldn't say nothing. Had to feel stupid at the moment. Go ahead.
And brought him on horseback through the streets of the city.
Now he had to parade him through the streets at that. Go ahead.
And proclaimed before him.
Mm-hmm.
Thus shall it be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor.
Okay. So now, for time's sake, because we moving, I want to go down to the verse. What's it? Go to verse 7, well, chapter 1. Excuse me. Chapter 7 and verse 1. Let's jump down. Let's jump. Wait. Give me a second. I'm gonna tell you where we should go. Okay, no. Let's go to verse 12. I want you to hear how he felt, how he expressed his feelings with his wife. Go to verse 12, and then we're gonna jump down back to the banquet with Esther. Verse 12.
Esther chapter 6, verse 12. And Mordecai came again to the king's gate, but Haman hasted to his house mourning.
He went home crying,
and having
pissed off, crying. You know what I'm saying? The person he hated the most, he had to give honor, parade him down the street with the king's crown and the king's apparel. So everybody can look at that. ¿Tú entiendes, Magano? Okay, si no entiende nada, avisa. Okay? Keep going.
And having his head covered.
And you got to read a little bit loud so that way he can hear also. Okay? Mourning and having his head covered. Keep going.
Verse 13. And Haman told Zeresh, his wife, and all his friends everything that had befallen him. Then said his wise men to Zeresh, his wife, unto him.
But then said his wise men and Zeresh, his wife.
Then said his wise men and Zeresh, his wife, unto him. If Mordecai be of the seed of the Jews, before whom thou hast begun to fall, thou shalt not prevail against him, but shalt surely fall before him.
There she realized that it was a grave, deadly mistake that was made. Go ahead.
So like you said, all the nations knew, and he got our history. If we ever follow the Lord and do his laws and his statutes and judgment, his protection was always with us. And any enemy or adversary was against us, he would fight for us.
That's correct. That's correct. And the heathens knew this. The heathens knew if we did not sin against the Lord and we touched one hair of any Israel, they knew this. They said, you know, if we touch one of their hair, their God is going to come after us. They knew this. You understand? Why they don't care today? Why they don't know it today? Well, the peons of them don't know. Why? But the rich of them do know. It's simple. The rich of them know this much about us. They know we're the Israelites, right? They got the proof, right? They also know what?
Mercy.
The heathens?
Oh,
No. They know our records, right? Think about, consider what he said. They know who we are, right? Because they know who we are,
Like so they know what can save us.
right? So what they must do then?
must stop us from serving God.
Right. By doing what?
It's like so by oppressing us.
What was you gonna say?
Keeping us in sin.
Say that again loudly. You're right.
Keeping us in sin.
Keeping us sinning. Give him a hand. That's right. That's right. So lo que él dijo fue que de la pregunta de los ricos entre ellos, o sea, los pobres entre ellos, los gentiles, como son pile mierda, perdón la frase, ¿verdad? No le importa, pero los ricos saben quiénes somos nosotros, ¿entiendes? Y saben de nuestros archivos, saben de nuestras costumbres, y saben que si ellos nos mantienen en pecado, saben que el Señor va a estar en contra de nosotros. Y eso es lo que él dijo. ¿Ok? Y esa es la razón que la mujer de Amán dijo lo que dijo. ¿Ok? Léete el 12 rápido. Ajá.
Entonces,
Sí.
después de esto, Mardoqueo volvió a la puerta real y Amán le dio prisa para irse a su casa apersumbrado y cubierta su cabeza.
Apersumbrado significa que él estaba llorando. ¿Ok? Y triste, ¿por qué? Porque el premio no se le dio a él, sino a alguien que lo odia. Sigue leyendo.
Contó luego Amán a Zeres
Ajá.
a sus amigos
Ajá.
todo lo que había acontecido. Entonces le dijeron sus sabios, y Zeres su mujer, y de la descendencia de los judíos, ese Mardoqueo, delante de quien has comenzado a caer, no lo vencerás.
Ajá.
Sino que caerás por cierto delante de él.
So ella sabía, porque él le contó de Mardoqueo, que él es un judío. So ella entendía, que estamos en un problema ahora. Nosotros lo tenemos todo para poder, para perder. Ella entendió ese momento que iba a perder toda. So his wife understood and knew, right? Because he know now that Mordecai is a Jew, right? She know now that he's a Jew, right? So she understood this too. We done. We're done. It's over for us. Because she already know the power that protects Israel. These Edomites need to understand that too. Their pride deceived them. Keep going. Let's jump from there. Matter of fact, 7 and 1. What's the brother name next to what's his name? The one that was reading, yeah.
Trooper Sawyama.
Go ahead.
That's chapter 7, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
So the king and Haman came to banquet.
Right. So now Haman's back up at the palace. He with the king. Esther made her petition to do another banquet because she did it the night before. She requested for another banquet. The reason why she requested another banquet is now she's moving the chess pieces. And now it's about to go checkmate. All right, keep reading.
Came to banquet with Esther the queen.
And why is she making these moves? Let's see somebody remember what we read so far. Why is she making these types of moves?
Like, sir, Mordecai, her uncle, was telling her to do exactly what he said to do.
What did he say to her though?
Trying to call.
Anybody else? If you want to give a shot, not to Zach.
He told her not to tell them what race she was. Don't show your people.
But then
he told her, listen, we finna die.
Yep.
You're gonna have to do something different now.
Yep.
They gonna kill you too.
Yep.
That's what he told her.
Basically, he was like, yo, you better keep your mouth quiet this time. I told you shut your mouth then, but this time we all gonna die, including yourself. You better say something now. She rented her clothes, right? She got low, something that we need to do. right? She got low, prayed to the Lord, then she came up with something. And this was a great idea. The Spirit of the Lord motivated her to do this. All right? Now let's continue.
Verse 2. And the king said again unto Esther on the second day of the banquet of wine, what is thy petition?
Go ahead.
Queen Esther, and it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request?
Go ahead.
And it shall be performed, even to the half of the kingdom.
Go ahead. So now the king is letting her know. Go ahead, make your request. I'm gonna fulfill it. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Then Esther the queen answered and said, if I have found favor in thy sight, O king, and if it please the king, let my life be given me at my petition, and my people
So
at my
she's saying,
request.
I'm gonna put my life on the line for what I'm about to request. So if you find kindness, if you find favor in my heart, in me, let my petition be granted. But I'll put my life on the line for this. Go ahead.
For we are sold, I and my people, to be destroyed, to be slain, and to perish. But if we had been sold for bondmen and bondwomen, I had held my tongue.
So she letting him know that this is the reason why I kept my mouth quiet, because we was a bondman and bondwoman, right? She making him aware of this now. So she's making him aware that she's a Jew, an Israelite, or a daughter of Israel. Keep going.
Although the enemy could not countervail the king's damage. Then the king Ashereth,
go ahead,
answered and said unto Esther the queen, who is he?
Okay, so now he wants to know, well, who's the one that came up with this idea? Who the one put this out? Go ahead.
And where is he? That durst perform in his heart to do so.
So he wants to know, well, who the one wants to do damage to your people? Tell me now. Go ahead.
And Esther said, the adversary and the enemy is the wicked Haman.
Right.
Then Haman.
No, hold on. No, stop there. Don't just run past that, man. Don't run past that. So now she blew his spot up right there, right in front of the king. The very same person that thought that he was going to get the ride on the horse, thought he was going to wear the crown, right? Now, could you imagine Haman after his own wife telling him, if you did this to this Jew, you gonna fall. And now the next day, this is being told to you. You hearing your penalty right there, like that, damn near instantaneously. Keep going.
Then Haman was afraid before the king and the queen.
You think he might have pissed on himself at that moment? You think he might have, if he white, how many shades of white that he went from that point?
Good night.
Keep going.
Verse 7. And the king arising from the banquet of wine in his wrath went into the palace garden.
So he now infuriated to see that the man he had put in charge, who made him his top guy, was the same guy who lied to him about his wife's people. And he found out that day that she's also those people. So that means that if that order would have gotten carried out, well, she would have died herself.
Right.
Right?
Sir.
Keep going.
And Haman stood up to make request for his life to Esther the queen.
Now he's pleading, oh please, please. You know what I'm saying? He's now looking for mercy. Give me a break and all that, right? As usual. Right? Léete 7:1.
Capítulo 7, versículo 1. Pues fuese el rey con Amán al banquete de la reina Esther. Y en el segundo día mientras bebían vino.
Stop right there a momentito. There's a person asking named Jose and saying if real Israelites, Ligats, were black, when do the Spanish fall into place? The Israelites were different shades of brown. Black is this. You see this? Black is this here. Right? The reason the term black is being used is to make you understand what we're talking about. Like when we say the white man, this is white.
That's right.
The white man actually is this color and different shades of red. But if we would say the red man, you would automatically think it's a native Indian because he conditioned everybody to think that the native Indians are red skinned. When he's a native Indian, I don't see no red skin on him. And last time I checked, and I got books on his forefathers, none of them were red skinned. They were different shades of brown. And when I checked my forefather records, look, you want to see my gun? Well, you want to see my gun in the mouth? Look at that, that's how you know face. Does he look red skinned to you too? You know what I'm saying? So the Spanish conquered us, Mr. Jose, and you should already know this. The Spanish is the reason why some Israelites speak Spanish, like myself, like my gun in the mouth, like many other brothers. And then you have brothers who were conquered by the English, who speak English. You had some that were conquered by the French, who speak French and Creole. You know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. Continúa, por favor.
Y en el segundo día, mientras bebían vino, dijo el rey a Esther: ¿cuál es tu petición, reina Esther? Y te será concedida. ¿Cuál es tu demanda?
So, él quería saber petición de Esther, ¿verdad? Y él iba a cumplir lo que ella deseaba. Sigue leyendo.
Aunque sea la mitad del reino, te será otorgada.
En otras palabras, hasta el fin de mi reino, la mitad de ese reino, yo voy a asegurar que lo que tú pides se va a cumplir. Sigue leyendo.
Entonces la reina Esther respondió y dijo: oh, rey, si he hallado gracia en tus ojos, y si al rey place, déjame dar mi vida por mi petición.
Ok, so entonces, él dice, por lo que tú me vas a dar mi petición, yo pongo mi vida por esto. Sigue leyendo.
Y mi pueblo por mi demanda.
Ajá.
Número 4. Porque hemos sido vendidos.
Ajá, sigue.
Yo y mi pueblo.
So, entonces, ahí ella misma está divulgando de qué clase o de qué nación o pueblo ella viene o ella descendiente. Sigue leyendo. Desciende, que diga.
Para ser destruido.
Ajá.
Para ser muerto y exterminado.
¿Verdad? So, entonces ella está aclarando, mira, esto es lo que le va a suceder a mi gente. Porque él se recuerda que hubo una carta que fue dispersada entre sus provincias, ¿verdad? Que era matada a cualquier israelita, ¿verdad? So, ella está trayendo todo eso a la mesa. Sigue leyendo.
Y para siervos y siervas fuéramos vendidos.
Ahora, si es simple, en otra palabra, si fuese simplemente de ocultar que nosotros somos esclavos, pues no iba a decir nada, pero sigue leyendo.
Pero nuestra muerte sería para el rey un daño irreparable.
Sigue.
Número 5. Respondió el rey Asuero y dijo a la reina Esther.
And that's like a, hold on. And that's like a Haman, because you know sometimes when you read in Spanish, you get a little bit more understanding, okay? It's like in Haman because let's suppose if you would have killed the Israelites there, what would have been the reputation of Hasselred? You would have had a bad reputation, right? Everybody would look like, see, this guy's a murderer too. And the king couldn't have that. Yeah, but you see how the slickness of Haman was, right? Overthrowing. Keep going. Perdón, dale, sigue adelante. Ajá. So, está pidiendo, ¿quién es este tipo? ¿Quién fue? Sigue leyendo. Hey, not to stop. What's the verse when they actually do the killing? When they hang him. So vamos a bajar. We got half an hour, so I want to go into a little bit into the apocrypha too.
Like it's still the same chapter.
Okay. What verse though? We gotta go right to it.
You saw Esther 7. It was 9
So,
through 10.
más tarde, Magán, tú has de seguir leyendo, ¿verdad? En este punto, pues como ya ella divulgó quién fue, le dijo al rey Amán, ¿verdad? Entonces Amán se llenó de temor, porque ya sabía y se recordó lo que su esposa dijo, ¿verdad? Él sabía ya que se chavó, que él iba a morir. So ya él estaba, como nosotros decimos, ya estaba cagado encima, ya miedo. Okay? So what's the verse you say? Vamos a terminar todo en inglés, okay?
Hey, Ocho.
Okay, go ahead.
Slide, sir. Esther chapter 7, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Then the king returned out of the palace garden into the place of the banquet of wine.
Mm-hmm.
And Haman was fallen upon the bed whereon Esther was.
Now look, now imagine the scene now. Imagine the scene. Check out the la escena. He fall on the queen, right? Keep going. So imagine the king is already extra crispy, right? With he mad as hell. Keep going.
Come. Then said the king, will he force the queen also before me?
Oh, you gonna rape my woman too? You gonna kill her people and rape my woman too? You think he was mad? I think so too. Nuclear mad, you know what I'm saying? Extra mad. Whatever you want to call it. He wanted this man dead now.
That's right.
Keep going.
In my house, as the words.
And then in my house, you're gonna rape my woman on my bed in my house. And no man anywhere is gonna tolerate that. Catch your woman in the bed, with some other Jake or some other man. That's like one of the ultimate kisses that you can suffer. Keep going. And what make it worse is that you go back to it too. Now you a dead sucker. And that has happened in Israel. Keep going.
Come, sir. As the word went out of the king's mouth.
Salakia. Well, I'm bringing that up because I thought I saw a post where Will Smith got back together with what she called the term?
Entanglement, sir.
Yeah, she got back with Miss Entanglement, and he got back with Miss Entanglement. I don't know if that's true, but it seemed like it. And I wouldn't doubt it anyway. He out in the world too. Keep going.
Come, sir. And the word went out of the king's mouth. They covered Haman's face. Verse 9.
Guards, take this evil bastard away. And imagine that they come in with a bag, put on his face. Now you can imagine all the things that are running through his head. This is it. Oh my gosh. Like he done saying everything you could imagine. Go ahead.
A few chapters up, he'd seen these executions happen plenty times before.
And I'm pretty
That's why he made the gallows.
And I'm pretty sure he was a cause of some of them as well. Because he was meticulous on how every one of us should die. And he planned the whole thing out. Sent it out to all the provinces, make everyone known. And now everyone in his kingdom, in the Persian Empire is hunting us. They want to kill us. Every last one of those heathens that live in that empire. Can you imagine Joe Biden decide one day, you know what? I'll give $1 million to anyone that go out and kill every black and Hispanic and Native American Indian and bring me their heads. That sounds familiar, don't it? You know the history of Jackson? Doesn't it sound familiar? The term Redskin, where did the term Redskin come from? Uraj. Where did the term Redskin come from?
That came from the scalping and the skinning of the Native Indians. From Andrew Jackson.
Right? And they brought it to him. You want to go ahead? Not to stop. Was that your hand up? Go ahead.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
Are you about to say that? Imagine if that was now, with the weaponry they got now. Y'all don't even know what's happening right now.
So like, I know Biden has an unfinished business over there.
Hear what I'm saying? Y'all don't even realize it's happening now.
Now
think about why I'm saying that. Have you ever heard of Planned Parenthood? Abortion clinics. What was the toll last year? Do you remember? Somebody could look up what's the site? I got on that phone, but there's a site that actually gives you the daily number of the deaths of black babies in abortion clinics. John Mahano said it one time in his teachings. It's a website where you can see daily how many black babies died in the abortion clinic. Yeah, I know last year within the first portion of last year, they had already reached the first. Now listen to me good. The first month and a half, it reached to 22,000. So you can imagine, and then throw in the crack and the guns and the police killing and all that. It's happening. Continue.
So if I may, Biden was also trying to include abortion inside of the stimulus package that you're doing right now. So they're trying to add more money that says a medical reason.
See that? A medical reason, yeah. Keep going.
Come on, sir. Esther chapter 7, verse 9.
So now he got the bag on his face. He got the sack on his face. Go ahead.
Come. And Habona, one of the chamberlains, said before the king, behold, also the gallows 50 cubits high.
Let's not forget that part too. Hey, he made a gallows also. Is this tall? Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Come, sir. The gallows 50 cubits high, which Haman had made for Mordecai, who has spoken good for the king, standeth in the house of Haman. Then the king said, hang him thereon. Verse 10. So they hanged Haman on the gallows.
Ain't that something, right? He made an apparatus to kill Mordecai and died on the same thing the same weapon that he wanted to kill his brother. Ain't the Lord great? Magnificent. You know what I'm saying? And when you're in the right spirit, this can happen. The abortion clinics can get burned down.
That's right.
Destroyed if we turn back to the Lord.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And our weak leaders can shut their mouth for once. You know what I'm saying? That can happen.
That's right.
That's why it's our job to push harder and make sure more and more of Israel wake up and come into these classes.
That's right.
Keep going.
Come. Esther chapter 7, verse 10. So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then was the king's wrath pacified.
Okay, so now, let me just verbally speed people up. So now, once this was known, the king also ordered now that it be reversed. Meaning now he told the Israelites, now you go kill everyone that wanted to kill you. And what did the heathens do? Black businesses. Get that part. It's in here. You know what I'm talking about, Natazak? Well, the heathens were saying that they were Jews also. It's in here. It's either in here or in the Apocrypha. Go ahead.
So that's like today's time was something similar to the.
Just think about it's more similar. Do you remember the LA riots back in the day? I don't know if y'all. Who's old enough to remember that?
Is it 91?
In the 90s, right? You remember that, right? What did the heathens started doing automatically? Because who was doing the attacking? Israelites, right? The businesses were doing what? Black owned, right? Black owned. Didn't they do it now? In the Black Lives Matter movement, they were all black owned, even if they were Chinese or Korean. They did it then, in this time also. If you can remember where it's at, find it. If not, we'll keep moving for time's sake. But it's in the book of Esther. They did it then. Okay? If not, we'll continue. We'll go to chapter 9. We'll read a little bit, then jump in a little bit to the Apocrypha.
Salaki Cap.
Go ahead.
I think the young man posted the site with the abortions, the site that.
What's the site? Website?
It's www.worldometers.com.
That's not it.
Oh,
that's not it. But turn up the water though.
Sir.
As a matter of fact, let me go in and check to see maybe somebody on the Puerto Rico YouTube page if they posted that. Hidden in the book, Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Estoy en la clase de Nueva York. Who is this? Okay, no problem. Hidden in the book, I don't know who you are, I can't see your face. Oh, okay, I see who it is now. Okay, ain't no problem with that. So read, let's read a little chapter 9. We got to wrap this up very soon. Yeah, Uraj, can you read it?
Esther, chapter 9, verse 1. Now in the 12th month, that is, the month Adar, on the 13th day of the same, when the king's commandment and his decree drew near to be put in execution, in the day that the enemies of the Jews hoped to have power over them, though it was turned to the contrary, that the Jews had rule over them that hated them. Verse 2, the Jews gathered themselves together in their cities throughout all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus to lay hand on such as sought their hurt. And no man could withstand them, for the fear of them fell upon all people.
Now they realize, oh snap, we in trouble. Now they feeling the fear, the great fear we felt, and now they feeling it. Keep going.
Verse 3, and all the rulers of the provinces, and the lieutenants, and the deputies, and officers of the king helped the Jews, because the fear of Mordecai fell upon them. Verse 4, for Mordecai was great in the king's house, and his fame went out throughout all the provinces. For this man Mordecai waxed greater and greater.
Okay, so now we're going to stop there and go down to verse 16.
Verse 16.
I go right to 17.
Verse 17. On the 13th day of the month, Adar, and on the 14th day of the same, the day of the same rested day.
I got a question for you real quick. What's today's date? What day is it today?
Like you said, it's the 26th, February, Friday.
In the Esau's world, yeah. But what day is it today, not Tzak? What day?
Whoa.
Are you following along?
No, it's like you said, it's the 14th.
There you go. Yesterday was the 13th day. Today is the 14th day. You got it? The day we follow right now is Esau's calendar.
Right,
To us, it's the 14th day. Passover is the beginning of the year.
You
understand? Go ahead.
And made it a day of feasting and gladness.
So both days, 13th day and the 14th day, to us Israelites, is a day of feasting and gladness. Now you see why we're here coming together? We're coming here in the feast and gladness because of what the Lord did for us. Keep going.
Verse 18. But the Jews that were, as you said, assembled together on the 13th day thereof, and on the 14th thereof, and on the 15th day of the same, they rested and made it a day of feasting and gladness.
Go ahead.
Verse 19. Therefore the Jews of the villages that dwelt in the unwalled towns made the 14th day of the month Adar a day of gladness and feasting, and a good day, and of sending portions one to another. Verse 20. And Mordecai wrote these things and sent letters unto all the Jews that were in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus, both nigh and far. Verse 21. To establish this among them, that they should keep the 14th day of the month Adar, and the 15th day.
You tell you the 15th day. Yes, there was the 14th. Go ahead.
Come on. And the 15th day of the same yearly. Verse 22. As the days wherein the Jews rested from their enemies in the month which was turned unto them from sorrow.
So you can stop there and go to Esther in the Apocrypha. Just go to chapter 16. And I want you to start, because of the time we have, right? I want you to start. Let's see what. I want to go right to it. Let's go to verse 7.
Like what chapter again?
Esther chapter 16 and verse 7. Let's just go right to it.
In the Apocrypha, sir?
Good.
Sorry. Like, sir, I don't have a verse 16. I got it.
You got it.
The Apocrypha might stop. Some of the Apocrypha stop at 7 for some reason. Mine's got all 16 chapters. Additions to Esther.
Yeah, the one you got to look for, if you got the app, always type in 1611 KGV. It'll have that whole Apocrypha. Go ahead. So, go ahead so we can finish up. Dr. Zach.
Additions to Esther, chapter 16, verse 7. Now ye may see this, as we have declared, not so much by ancient ancient histories, as ye may, if ye search what have been wickedly done of late through the pestilent behavior of them that are unworthily placed in authority.
Which was Haman. Haman was unworthily placed in authority. Why? Because Haman was a wicked man, was an evil man. You understand? Who are the wicked according to the Bible? They should be in my pocket. What's going on with my car?
No, your doors are well.
They are. It's in my pocket. Who left it open? Who are the wicked according to the Bible?
So like y'all oppressor.
What we call him?
The devil. So like the white, so-called white man.
There you go. That's the wicked. Okay. If you don't know that, read Job 9:24 on your own time. Continue.
Additions to Esther 16 and 8. And we must take care for the time to come, that our kingdom may be quiet and peaceable for all men, both by changing our purposes and always judging things that are evident with more equal proceeding.
Go ahead.
For Ammon a Macedonian, the son of Amadatha, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood.
See that? Letting you know he wasn't Elam.
Sir.
Reason why he said Macedonian, because they come out of there. They were the ones that conquered Macedonia. All right, keep going.
And far distant from our goodness, and as a stranger received of us, had so far forth obtained the favor that we should toward every nation, and that he was called our father, and was continually honored of all the next person unto the king. But he, not bearing his great dignity, went about to deprive us of our kingdom and life, having by manifold and cunning deceits sought of us of the destruction as well.
So finding many cunning many with his manifold cunning ways, slick ways, to lie about us. You know what I'm saying? If you read this book, and it's so dope, not to talk, because in this book called Zealot, and if y'all want, y'all can get this book. But there were other Edomites who were given names because of their slick ways, like Slick Willie. What's Richard Nixon's nickname? Tricky what?
Tricky Dick.
Yeah, Tricky Dick, right? There was a Roman they used to call him the Fox, who hated us so bad. Oh my God! You think Amon was terrible? Go read. If y'all ever get a chance, get that book, man. Y'all gonna see America in this book. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you one thing. America has labor ready, right? You ever heard of labor ready? Or those day labors? That's not new. They had that in the Roman Empire. You know how Mexicans be at the Home Depot? We was doing that in the Roman Empire too. When I was reading, I was like, "Oh snap!" That's when it just becomes clear. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing new under the sun. We're just in a different time frame. Continue.
Verse 13. Having by manifold and cunning deceits sought of us the destruction, as well as Marodocius, who saved our life, and continually procured.
This is a Greek way of saying Mordecai. Yeah, Mardochius.
Who saved our life and continually procured our good, as also of blameless Esther, partaker of our kingdom, with their whole nation. For by these means he thought, finding us destitute of friends, to have translated the kingdom of the Persians to the Macedonians.
Hold on. To his point, what do you say he was trying to do?
He was trying to
overthrow. No, overthrow. What you just said, right? What did it say here? Read that line again. He was trying to
translate the kingdom of the Persians to the Macedonians.
See why he was picking in his mind, the intent of picking the royal crown and the horse and all that? That was his intent all along. Keep going.
But we find that the Jews, whom this wicked wretch have delivered to utter destruction,
wicked wretch, man. Go ahead.
Are no evildoers, but live by most just law, and that they be children of the Most High and Most Almighty, living power, who have ordained, who have ordered the kingdom both unto us and our progenitors in the most excellent manner. Wherefore ye shall do well not to put in execution the letters sent unto you by Aman the son of Amadatha. For he that was the worker of these things is hanged at the gates of Susa with all his family.
They realized then, I'm talking to these people right here, or else we're gonna be in some serious trouble. Like the way America is already set to be in some serious trouble. Keep going.
God, the Most High, who ruleth all things, speedily rendering vengeance to him according to his deserts.
See that? It can be done. You know what I'm saying? We follow the Lord, he speedily will execute his judgment on this world. And he done it. but he's gonna do it even greater. You think COVID was magnificent? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Right.
Go ask the Egyptians.
Right.
Sorry, you can't. They did.
That's right.
He under the red, was it Dead Sea?
Fellow Wakanda, sir.
Go ahead.
So, Lockie,
Go ahead.
there's an important part in here that a lot of Christians miss.
But bring it
And
up.
a lot of fake Israelites miss this as well.
Bring it up.
Who are also Christians. When you punish the heathen or the man that is doing the evil, his family has to pay too. Haman's sons and his wife and children didn't do any of this.
That's correct.
But they have to die also.
That's
For
correct.
what the father of that family did.
Now give me a precept proving that point.
Prepare slaughter for his children.
No, give me a precept.
Isaiah 14 and
No.
21.
Go ahead.
Revelation.
Nope. Joshua. What did Judah do when the Lord ordered Joshua to tell the Israelites to go and slaughter? You recall the story now?
They kept something from
Right.
the Moabite.
And what did happen to him and who else?
Like he was on top of a woman and he came to the
No, not that part.
Oh, so like
That's good, but not that part.
They burned him and his family.
That's what happened.
Colonel Wakanda, sir. Colonel Wakanda.
Now imagine us seeing that happening to a family of a brother who sold us crack.
Colonel Wakanda.
Would you want to buy crack again?
Nah.
Would you want to sell it?
Nah.
Those days are coming back. Because we understand death.
Colonel Wakanda, sir.
And it's sad that it has to go that route with us. It's real sad that the Lord had to take it there. He don't want to kill us, but he had to take it there with us because we are hard-headed people.
Colonel Wakanda, sir.
You understand? It's coming back. Drug dealers we're gonna be seeing drug dealers in the day if in the kingdom you rape one of our sisters, you dead.
That's right.
You and your family. If you sell drugs, if you entice any of us to be a prostitute, homosexual, eat pork, you are dead right there. You and your family.
That's right.
That's how it works. Now we could live and say, nah, I'm not gonna be that man or that sister, which is what you're supposed to do. That's why it's here.
Colonel Wakanda.
It's best read about it. It's best read about it instead of finding out later on that you made a great mistake, a grave mistake at that.
That's right.
Keep reading.
That's additions to Esther 16 and 19. Therefore, you shall publish the copy of this letter in all places, that the Jews may freely live after their own laws. And ye shall aid them, that even the same day, being the 13th day of the 12th month Adar, they may be avenged of them, who in the time of their affliction shall set upon them. For Almighty God hath turned to joy unto them the day wherein the chosen people should have perished.
And don't tell me the Lord don't choose a people. We read it here, right? It's not the only place in our records where it consistently tells us the Lord choose a people for himself. It don't say peoples. It say a people. Singular. All right? And with that, I'm gonna pass. What's this is it?
Colonel Wakanda, sir.
Peace and officer Malak.
Colonel Wakanda, sir. Colonel Wakanda, sir. Colonel Wakanda, sir. We're the Isupk K-Star 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. The next upcoming holy convocation is the Lord's Passover, which is going to be held in Houston, Texas, at the BH Ranch, April 24th. Y'all make arrangements now if you haven't already. Pay your Passover fund or fee if you haven't already. All right.
I'm trying to get that fee as soon as possible.
Right.
It's very important, okay? Right. Very important. Get it in as soon as possible so all the business of dealing with that Passover can get done. All right? Go ahead.
Remind Akim and Agwap to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black: boots, shirts, pants, headband, and headscarf. With that, Imajim, which means to stand, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. So, like I said again, sir. Khan, sir. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim Barak, Yahabashim Yahshua Yadamata, Sar, which means the turn. Face the sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim Barak, Yadamata. Class dismissed.
Dímelo.
Esa corona se ve
Yeah, I know. No, pero deja que llegue el tuyo, papá. It's gonna look real good on you. Y si tú quieres uno de estos también. Okay, voy a hablar con el hermano. Estoy esperando un cobro. Yo te manda a buscarlo para que te envíe. De este mismo color. Este mismo. Nada, ya, mira, no sale, brother. Yeah, so sincroniza mañana al service, okay? All right, Shalom, ya vas a estar. Oh, tú vas a laborar mañana, ¿verdad? Okay. Okay, chévere. Okay, so yeah, how about
everybody came out, all the brothers slack. All the brothers and sisters. Water for y'all coming out to the feast day, raising the road. Good to see all of y'all. Water for everybody that bought food. Everybody give yourselves a hand. Pay it to the rain. All the travel and everything. You know what I'm saying? This is Precinct Captain.